head-to-head, they're very close quarters, shoulder-to-shoulder, head-to-head, nose-to-nose, free-house overture, Captain Budget, oh, it's close!
And hello, welcome to another edition of Laurel Park Weekly. We're live here by the historic Laurel Park paddock. It's Thursday, November 16th. We're getting right into the heart of fall, which means Thanksgiving Day is right around the corner with our famous holiday pie giveaway. I'm Stan Salter, Ty Ellis, Dave Rodman. Good to be back. I was off a couple days last week, and I see they hit the pick six again on Monday. How are you?
Yeah, that's crazy. Someone hit it on Monday, and of course we had a couple of big payouts during the previous days in the pick six. The crisp fall weather is really kicking in just in time for Thanksgiving here at Laurel Park. We've had a good streak of weather this week, so hopefully back on the turf by the weekend, Ty.
Yeah, hopefully back on the turf. That benefits everybody, and the prices reflect it. Big pick fours, big pick sixes, you mentioned, and pick fives. With that low takeout, it's always a great wager here.
All right, nice weather this morning. We have 4 races carded on the turf tomorrow, so hopefully the sun that's out right now dries up that turf course, and we'll have a nice turf course tomorrow. Friday kicks off the 4-day race weekend. Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And while I was out at the barn area this morning watching some horses train, it was a nice morning out there. A lot of horses on the track. Got a little scoop for tomorrow. Couple tips for tomorrow. We'll I don't know if we should give that out to the public or keep it to ourselves. I think we'll give it out to the public. We'll do that later on in the show.
It's just one of the side benefits of watching this show here, Laurel Park Weekly, right?
And listening on the podcast. We got the podcast, so you can download it. But yeah, this is good footage of the morning workouts. Always a nice place to be on the backside in the mornings at the track.
Beautiful, beautiful day, it appears, right? Everybody's enjoying it, the people, the horses, and I hope it stays this way for quite a while.
See the leaves blowing around in the background, a little breezy here. I have the Laurel Park baseball cap on, still kind of in my barn clothes. We'll show you some more footage from this morning later on in the show. And, yeah, I think I have a couple live tips for you guys for tomorrow.
All right.
We'll get to that in our local preview. We'll also preview some national races coming up. We'll look at some big national races from last weekend. But let's start with our local recap. Last Saturday, well, let's tell you what's coming up this Saturday. The Bruin Bourbon Classic at Laurel Park this Saturday. Come experience all the fun. This is always well attended, Ty.
It's a fantastic event. You get if you like bourbon, there's really no better place to be on Saturday than here. I'll be doing a handicapping 101. I did that this Saturday for the Ben's Cat celebration. I gave out the middle pick 4, which paid $1,500.
Nice job.
On a $22 ticket. So
did you get a little tip, a little bit? You put a 20 or 100 in your pocket or something?
Unfortunately, no. I gave it to somebody, but I think they were a newbie at the track and they didn't know the etiquette. But that's okay. That's what I'm there for. But it's always a fun day. The Bruin Bourbon Classic, I think we're going to have a ton of people out there on the apron. It's going to be in the carriage room.
All right, so the weather's supposed to be nice this Saturday. Hope you come enjoy the weather and the Bruin Bourbon Classic. Let's show you, and then the free holiday pie, the most popular promotion in all of horse racing. This has been going on since the 80s. Come spend Thanksgiving Day with us. Watch some live horse racing. And we're going to have a big festive day. If you get here early, you can get some apple cider and stuff like that. And then when you leave, there you go, early bird special. That's what I'm talking about. Free donut and coffee or cider at 10 o'clock. Thanksgiving buffet starts at 11. And then special first race post time, 11:25. And then you get to leave with the pie, Dave.
Yeah, you don't have to cook. Thanksgiving buffet, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., and that's $40 per person. The reservations are required for that. So you get a good seat, terrace dining room, watch the races. No mess, no cleaning the dishes, just bring the family out of the track, and you can win that $40 back plus more with all the great information that you'll be giving out.
All right, Ty, what's your favorite kind of Thanksgiving pie? Are you a pumpkin or apple guy?
I'm more of an apple. I want to see the mincemeat come back, Stan.
We used to have that.
I know, we used to have the mincemeat. I want to see that return. Maybe next year.
Maybe I think that was Leatherberry's favorite pie.
Is that a British thing? I don't know if the British are making a comeback in the pie scene.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so that's Thanksgiving Day. Come spend it with us and take home a pie. Let's show you all the action from last Saturday. It was Ben's Cat Day, and what a turnout we had for the memorial service early in the morning and all day long, just people remembering the life and legacy of the champion.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, really, really somber scene with Ben's cat there, his ashes being buried right next to the paddock at Laurel Park. So now all of his fans can come out and see his gravesite permanently next to the, I'll call it the Ben's cat paddock now. A lot of tears were shed. I mean, racing fans, I know from New Jersey, from Texas, from Ohio. That's just 3 of the states who actually flew in for the ceremony, and all of the riders of Ben's Cat were here to sign autographs. King Leatherbury on this past Saturday here at Laurel Park.
Great celebration of life of a horse that meant a lot to me. I know he meant a lot to a lot of people. He was actually the first horse I ever placed a bet on.
That's right.
2011 Maryland Million. He's 4 years old. He started late because of the pelvis, and but yeah, he means a lot to me in my life here at the racetrack, and it was emotional. It was on
yeah, emotional is I guess the word I was looking for. It was definitely uplifting too. To see everybody come together to remember such a great horse. So yeah, the Cat's right next to the paddock here at Laurel Park.
We had some great live racing as well. Last Saturday we had 6 stake races and some electrifying performances. Let's start with the Keshia for Keshia Mares, 75,000 going a mile. And while Claudio Gonzalez was very confident about My Magician, the 5-year-old Maryland bred by Street Magician. And here she comes with Jomar Torres, gets the money for Eurostable and leading trainer Claudio Gonzalez.
That usual kick of My Magician, didn't matter what the pace was, just in too good form right now. But I thought a really good effort, too, from the runner-up there, Moon Virginia, the inside, coming back after showing some, forward action early, but coming back to claim second spot there. Good effort from her from the Ham Smith barn under Cintron, but Jomar Torres for Eurostable.
Yeah, she was getting a little leg weary at the end. She was on the wrong lead, stretching out. That was the first time she had gone that one-turn mile. I would say maybe a cutback next time. 7 furlongs is probably her desired distance, but good win. Now 3 for 5 since entering the Claudio Gonzalez barn.
It was the Maryland-bred Exacta. Moon Virginia for Hammy Smith was the runner-up in the Keshia. Let's show you the Smart Halo for 2-year-old fillies. This was a big field. Take Charge Paula for trainer Kelly Breen. Paco Lopez was in town to ride this filly. She was already a stakes winner. She was coming out of the Grade 3 Matron up at Belmont. She gets her second stakes win here in the Smart Halo.
Broke on top, actually. Got the first call out of the gate. Then kind of settled, dropped back a little bit to third position at the half-mile pole, chasing the pace, and then to the outside in the stretch run. So a really 4-star performance there for the Kelly Breen trained runner, Take Charge Paula, who paid $740 to 1 under Paco Lopez, winning by a neck over Caught Dreamin', the Dark Hollow bred there and own runner. Good effort from that horse, too. I hope they meet again down the line.
Take Charge Paula. She was my best bet of the day, my key horse in that pick 4 that I gave out. I love the horse.
You talked about that last week.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the horse. The last race in the Matron was really impressive, but Phil Schoenthal's horse that ran second, who just broke the maiden, really ran a big race, was a big price, 8 to 1, I believe, on the morning line. So a lot to see from Caught Dreamin'. The Phil Schoenthal barn coming in the future.
Quick time, 110 and change, and that was her first time facing winners, and she was going up against a stakes winner like Take Charge Paula. So nice win for the Kelly Breen filly, but keep your eye on Caught Dreamin', the Maryland bred right here at Laurel Park for trainer Phil Schoenthal. Let's show you the city of Laurel, $100,000 on the line for 3-year-olds going 7 furlongs, and Prince of Hemp remains undefeated for trainer Tim Kreiser. Dana Whitney was in town, a $12.80 upset here in the city of Laurel.
Anytime you have a horse coming in from out of town with a good record on the line, looking to stay unbeaten, you always have to wonder, was it the track that they have run at that have made them such a, give them a leg up, or can they transfer the form to Laurel? And indeed, Prince of Hemp shows he's legitimate. He battled on a hard pace there, 45, 44 half mile, was right in the midst of a 3-way battle out for the early advantage, actually more than that, who were heads apart for the lead. Yeah, it was 3-way battle for the lead early. So Prince of Hemp remaining undefeated. That's horse is trained by Tim Kreiser.
Yeah, the horse actually got headed probably about the 8th pole and on the inside part of the track, which was a part that you really didn't want to be this whole entire past weekend. fought back gamely and really was impressive over a Todd Pletcher Sonic Mule horse. And then Ella Reeb in there kind of ran flat, probably needed the break, needed the rest. I think we'll show a lot better in the future. Didn't really run, finished third to last, I think, in there. But
he broke inward and kind of dueled in that heated duel inside of runners. Really not a really good place to be. So he's a little better than that.
Yeah, that was a tough assignment. I saw him getting grilled down there on the inside going into the far turn. He had to be a super horse to overcome that. So I think Ella Reeb, he'll run second. He'll run better second off the layoff for trainer Cal Lynch. Tail of Silence, the one hole cost him probably for Barclay Tag in the city of Laurel.
Yeah, that's the horse I kind of liked a little bit. Had to work out a trip. I thought ran an outstanding race, got a good ride, just was outkicked.
All right, let's take a look here at the Safely Kept for 3-year-old filly. 7 furlongs, $100,000 purse, and it was burned for trainer Graham Motion. 3-year-old filly by Bernardini. Fergal Lynch aboard. This filly's been running against Grade 3, Grade 1 company, an $18 winner in the Safely Kept.
Burn, baby, burn, down the lane in the last eighth of a mile. I mean, there was no doubt about it. This horse is okay on the dirt sprinting. Very versatile kind of horse for Graham Motion. 3C Stables, West Point Thoroughbreds, and Robert Mesiello. So a lot of cheering interest there. This horse got a lot of Twitter publicity after that race with all the ownership connections who are very social media savvy.
Yeah, it's not like that the race fell apart either. Burn just blew by that field. There were good Shimmering Aspen's a good horse in there. They went quick, 122 and 3, 122 and 2. Excuse me. So I mean, it's not like it was a pace that fell apart. Burn just was exceptional on Saturday.
Shimmering Aspen, she ran okay. She was third. It was a tough race. The big story, I think, of the Safely Cup is Chad Brown finally got beat in a stake race here in Maryland.
Yeah, well, we're going to see him get beat here a little later on in the show, too, in our national recap.
Okay.
So, he does get beat occasionally.
Occasionally. But Your Love, a good runner up there in the Safely Kept. Let's show you the James Lewis for 2-year-olds, 100,000. 3/4 on the main track, and I tell you what, the Factor was very fast when he was a racehorse, and he has a fast sprinter here. 2-year-old by the Factor, 8 different styles. Sharp win for trainer John Service and John Bassano.
Good savvy ride here from John Bassano on a different style. Moderate fractions, really 46.60 for the half mile, and that was enough to hold off the charge of the 40-cent to $1 favorite Cowboy Karma, whose best running style is off the pace. So he ran his race. He just didn't have an ultra-quick duel to run toward in the James Lewis, and he had to settle for second. A 5-1 winner in wire-to-wire fashion. That Bobby Leaf stopping in here. A little fall leaf for you. Okay.
Cowboy Karma probably left too much to do. Took way back. I know that's the running style, but might have let the front runner, a different style, kind of get a little bit loose on the front and little too much to do. I think if they could, the Cintron could have that ride back, maybe get a little bit closer to the pace.
The Factor starting to stamp himself as a stallion. I remember when George Bolton had him as a racehorse. He was very, very fast, and he was excited about him being a stallion prospect, and now the Factor doing pretty well at stud. Let's show you the Richard Small. Of course, last Saturday was Veterans Day, and this race named after Richard Small was a Vietnam vet. We lost him a couple years ago. Let's take a look at the winner here. A Fleet Willie, Claudio Gonzalez thought this horse would win, and the Gonzalez barn had a big day last Saturday. They won with My Magician, and they win the Dickie Small here with a Fleet Willie.
The stretch run really doesn't do it justice because he was left at the gate. I mean, flat hooved at the gate there, and he came from not only last, but made a middle move in the race to the lead about 3.5 furlongs out, and that's tough to sustain. He did, and he held off Discreet Lover. Well, he passed Discreet Lover, who'd made all the pace running at 12-1 in a sharp effort as well.
Yeah, probably lost three lengths at the start, would you say? Kind of jumped
easily
at the gate.
Yeah.
I think maybe the 1 1/8 helped that because the pace, they went a little quick on the front. Paige McKenney was a little flat today. That was a disappointing run by Paige McKenney. Nowhere near his ability. I look for him to come back. But a Fleet Willie and Claudio Gonzalez, I mean, they just keep rolling here at Laurel.
Yeah, Claudio Gonzalez, the leading trainer, and an $8 winner there with the Fleet Willie. Jomar Torres with 2 stake wins last Saturday here at Laurel Park. Discreet Lover, a little bit of a price there in the exact. All right, that's the 6 stakes from last Saturday here at Laurel Park. Hope you can join us this Saturday for Brew and Bourbon Classic. Let's get a quick commercial break. We'll show you a couple big national races from last weekend, a couple big national races coming up as well.
In the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Either way, you win. Have a stake in the race with ExpressBet.
All right, welcome back. Laurel Park Weekly. It's a new week here. We showed you the action from last weekend. Let's here at Laurel Park. Let's show you a couple big national races from last week, and let's go down to Churchill Downs for their Commonwealth Turf Stake down there, and it was Mr. Misunderstood. Take us through this race, Dave.
All right, rallies on the outside, actually 7th at the half-mile pole. Drove past, runners cleared on their Florent Giroux. First graded stakes win for Mr. Misunderstood. 4th straight against Stakes Company, 4th straight try against Stakes Company for Mr. Misunderstood, who is turned, well, from a former claimer, used to run for $30,000 down at the fairgrounds, into an ultra tough turf horse in a 1.16 grade 3 Commonwealth turf for trainer Brad Cox in a Flurry Racing stable, and his 27-year-old owner, I was going to say Stanton, but it's Staten Flurry, but close enough. Maybe you can get a share.
Under the lights down there, Churchill.
Yep, good effort. All right, I mean, it's tough for a horse to, to turf under the lights. You never know.
You get the shadows, but yeah, this horse
shadows of everything.
7 for 7 on the turf. 4 wins in the last 4 starts on the turf, all in stakes races. So they got a good one on their hands. The young ownership, Brad Cox, Florent Giroux is
Yeah. Well, with the Cox connections, I would think you're going to see him at the turf down at the fairgrounds.
Probably.
Being trained by Brad Cox, who's often down there, and maybe Gulfstream.
All right, they had the Red Smith handicap up at Aqueduct last week, and Spring Quality, a winner up there in the Red Smith.
Yeah, well, we're here at
12 to
Laurel.
1.
Edgar Prado is up there for the win in the Grade 3 Red Smith. At 12 to 1, Chad Brown runs second. Chad Brown runs fourth. You see that stand? He does get beat occasionally. Look at that effort from Spring Quality, who will probably rest up in a Grand Motion pretty high now on next year, moving forward to turf season 2018 with him. He's just kind of maturing, and he's found, 1 3/8, a good distance for him, maybe 1.5 miles. He's just that kind of marathon type horse on the grass, but 12 to 1 on Prado, shipping out of town and sneaking out of town while we're here at Laurel Park. By the way, Prado came back the next day here at Laurel, right, for Full of Zip, same trainer, Graham Motion, on Sunday afternoon. He's sneaking up 6,976 wins now for Hall of Famer Edgar Prado.
Close to 7,000.
Yeah,
wow.
Yep.
Big weekend for the Hall of Famer Prado last weekend. So that was the national recap races from last week, and let's show you a couple national preview races coming up. Ty, the Clark Handicap is going to feature Diversify, the Jockey Club Gold Cup winner. Let's show you the win here, trained by Rick Violet. I like how they skipped the Breeders' Cup Classic. They're going to be sharp. They're going to be fresh here for the Clark Handicap.
Yeah, they're going to be, and that's going to be under the lights the day after Thanksgiving. This is next Friday. Probably a prep for the Pegasus World Cup, I'm assuming, if everything goes well. This horse is going to be the front runner, much like the winner of this race last year, Gunrunner, who went to the front and never looked back. I'm going to assume that's probably going to be the same trip that they're going to look for this horse in the Grade 1 Clark. You got Opportunity, who's always a late runner, who's going to be coming late. They got that long stretch down at Churchill. Opportunity should be running late. You got another Bob Baffert, Irish Freedom, who's a 3-year-old that's growing into himself that could be a bit of a problem there. So the PPs haven't come out yet. Those are just the nominations. Destin's nominated also.
And the player who we showed a couple of weeks ago on the form was aiming for this race, so I would assume he'll be in the entry box too for the Clark, the player off a win at Keeneland.
All right, so this will be Friday, November 24th down there at Churchill. You can come out. Guys' Day Out here. We have a bunch of promotions for the guys the day after Thanksgiving. So you get your pie on Thanksgiving Day and then come avoid the shopping on Black Friday. Come out here, spend it with us at Laurel Park. You get to watch the Clark Handicap from Churchill. Also Thanksgiving week, in a tradition up there at Aqueduct, the fall high weight handicap, and we know this guy pretty well. Star walking dude is going to be up there at Aqueduct.
One of my favorite races, one of my favorite racehorses. This horse, Star walking dude, just runs and runs and runs. And he ran in this race last year, finished second, but he carried 134. He should probably get around 130 again. That's the point of a high weight is they carry a lot of weight in here. 134 is excessive, but I would say 130 is probably what they're going to give this horse if he enters again.
7-year-old retaining his form, 2 for 10 this year, and one of his place finishes in Grady Company was here in the General George behind Imperial Hint back in February of this year. So 2018 on the horizon. Maybe he's looking for a return as an 8-year-old. I mean, he just keeps rolling right along, Star walking dude.
Sure does. Seymour Deeney's nominated. Again, the PPs haven't come out yet, so we're just kind of looking through the nominations here. Seymour Deeney, who's one of my favorite horses, especially from the last year or so here at Laurel, who ran through the allowance races in dominating fashion, is nominated. So.
Green Grotto seems to dance every dance, and he loves Aqueduct. He's 7 for 28 there, and he's dangerous always with early speed. And this time of year with the weather getting a little colder, you never know. He might try to take and steal it all the way. He seems to show up just about every time, at least on the pace, right?
All right, well, Star walking dude's going to have to carry a bunch of weight in here. I remember at Saratoga when I was a kid once, Groovy carried a bunch of weight up there, 128, 129 or something. Groovy, of course, a champion sprinter back in the 80s. So we'll see if the 7-year-old Star walking dude can do it. This is Thanksgiving Day. Am I correct?
Thanksgiving Day.
Thanksgiving Day, the fall high weight. Hope you're out here with us at Laurel Park getting your free holiday pie. You can watch our live racing, the fall high weight from Aqueduct. All right.
You're right, 11 to 5 for the buffet,
Right.
and I think we'll be open till like around 6 o'clock around California's last race there.
Yep.
So it'll be an entire day here at Laurel Park, not just a half day, a third day, because it's a holiday. It's a full day.
Fun week. $40 buffet on Thanksgiving, and then the guys' day out, it's $25, and then I think I saw $2 drafts. So
$2 draft, $25 barbecue at Tips.
I like Stan's idea of skipping the shopping and coming to the track.
Come to the track.
Let the ladies go shopping and
let them bring the iPad. We have free Wi-Fi wireless. Just
go on
shop
Amazon.
away on the iPad.
And coming up in December 2nd is our holiday toy drive, and December 9th, our $10,000 giving tree. So lots of cool stuff coming up here at Laurel Park. Go to the website, laurelpark.com, to check out all the upcoming events here at Laurel Park. Glad you watched us again this week. For Ty Ellis, Dave Rodman, I'm Stan Salter. Here's some more horses training here at Laurel Park Thursday, November 16th.